folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Crown of Ash. Now, Crown of Ash is a game in which I think the world has been destroyed. Everyone was fighting over everything, and you're a bunch of greedy nobles, and you killed everyone, and you lived a long time, and now you're necromancers. You're vengeful necromancers, and you are getting your loyal minions to do your bidding. It is an area control, hand-building style game. Let me show you. Crown of Ash takes place over 4 different rounds. There's going to be 4 rounds in the game. Each player is going to control a faction of these undead creatures. And we see the board here. You'll have a section on the board that you control. You'll have one of your troops out in it. And you will have a building that you control, showing your control marker here. And the way the game is going to play is players are going to essentially place a worker. And you can place workers out in various spots. You can place them on buildings, and it will give you the resources of those buildings. And there's various resources that you are, bones and hearts that you're bringing people back from the dead with. If you use a building that belongs to someone else, they will get a small bonus for you using it from them. You can also go here to build a new building. Buildings are going to be worth points at the end of the game, down here in the bottom left. And also, if you cover up one of your buildings, you get points for each building that you cover up. And these have costs on them to build them, which is in coins here in the top. Coins are also a wild resource if you want. So you can go down here to the build spot. You can also fight. When you go to a spot, you can fight the other people there. Now, this is a big part of the game. And a lot of the game is going to involve recruiting new, minions. Each minion has a strength. Each minion has a color. There's a cost that it requires. That's one of the main reasons that you are getting those resources. At the beginning of a game, each player is going to have a card secretly that will show them 2 of the factions. So you see this is red or white. So these guys on the white faction will be worth bonus points to me at the end of the game if I control them. But I might pick anybody. You can even pick these robots, which are pretty powerful, but they're one-time use. When you attack somebody, and you'll notice there's a king here in the middle, and players have the opportunity, as they recruit people, to put them in their areas. When you attack, you can attack with up to 2 cards. You'll put those cards face down, and then each player is going to play a combat card. So combat cards have a certain amount of strength that's going to be added. One of them is a die roll. And you'll play those, add them, and see which the total wins. If the attacker wins, they kick out the defender, and whatever cards you played will be moved in there. And then they're the defenders now, and you'll put a marker there to show that you control that spot. Attacking the central spot even has a spot where you can attack for 1 less power. But you're attacking all these different areas on the board and controlling them, which allows you to build buildings there and get points at the end of the game. When you play a combat card, if you win, you get whatever it shows at the top. Here, 2 gold. If you lose, you get whatever it shows in the bottom. So I might play this card saying, well, if I lose, I still get 2 gold. And in fact, this one here, the 0 attack, if you win with it, you get 3 gold. If you lose, you can make your opponent have to kill one of their creatures that's out there. Although you have the opportunity, there are different ways to rise people from the dead. Each person has their own player board. And in fact, if you play with the advanced version of the game, they each have their own player power. This is where your workers go. But you'll have your combat cards, and you don't get them back until you played all 5. Or if you put a worker here, you'll get to put them back in your hands. And then you have your graveyard and resources. And that's it. You're going to be going back and forth over the 4 rounds, doing these different actions, basically, which are just gather resources, build structures, combat, and refreshing. And at the end of a round, you'll resurrect your fighters, get your minions back, your names of your workers, more buildings get put out, and the game continues. At the end of 4 rounds, whoever has the most points, which come from buildings, the different people that are in your army that match the colors you want it, and a few other things give points, and whoever has the most points is the winner. There's a lot to like in Crown of Ash. I love the look of the game. The game has this cool look to it. The art is just really... I love how the art comes in. It all comes together in a really cool package. The components are neat. The necromancer theme is there, but it doesn't feel overwhelming, like, ooh, it's super dark. It's kind of just there. The game itself is a worker placement style game, and you are building buildings that if other people use them, you get resources. So a lot of places to get things, but it's the combat that's interesting to me in this game. I love the cards that give you one reward if you win and one reward if you lose. So sometimes you deliberately are doing a battle because you want to lose. You want to get that reward. Like, I'll fight you, and I'm trying to lose so that you lose one of your people so then I can fight you later. But I got to be careful because I might fight you and then someone else comes in. This game, I think, is best at 4 because the tension is all around and different people are attacking and there's buildings, and it's a very in-your-face, very interactive style game. But it also adds some cool features to it. There's not everything about it is perfect. I don't know that I love the card at the beginning of the game where it says if you collect people of these types, you do better. And because sometimes they're just not there. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Let's say we're playing a 3-player game. I have white and green, you have green and red, and he has black and red. Well, the person with green and red is going to have 2 people going for their colors. I've never found a good solution to how that problem works. But I still think it's kind of a minor thing in the game. But I do like that. I like the robots that are really powerful, but you can only use them in one battle. The fact that are you going to fight for the middle because the middle's worth more points? Are you going to fight to control these buildings because they're worth points at the end of the game? And or I get the extra resource when people use them. The game is not complex. You get resources, you collect people, you build, and you fight. But knowing when to use the cards, when to retrieve your cards if you want to retrieve them at all. And it's back and forth underneath kind of a slick-looking product. This is a game that I'm pretty impressed with. So Crown of Ash gets an 8 from me. I think it's a neat, it feels a little bit different. There's not anything in particular that it feels 100% unique to this, but it comes together and feels different than other things that are out there. And so for that, I enjoy it. So check out Crown of Ash. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.